I believe that everybody really inherently knows if they're feeling well or if they're not. So that was the one thing with me when I went to my doctor. She brushed me off like many of us women get brushed off. It's stress, it's hormonal. For me, it was, oh, it's med school. You just think you're learning everything in med school and you have everything that you're learning. So we get brushed off more frequently than men do. And so I think it's really important, if you inherently feel that something is wrong with your health, that you persist and persist with your physician. I have helped people reverse vitiligo. Now, vitiligo, which is a decrease or a loss of pigment in the skin, and alopecia areata or universalis, where you lose all your hair, are things that I'm very familiar with and can be sometimes a little more difficult, both to fully reverse, but also, as you're stating, to know if it's getting better if you're not seeing the reversal. So often people who have these types of autoimmune conditions will have other things that are out of whack as well. Maybe digestive issues, maybe fatigue, maybe you'll notice some pain or some swelling, besides also losing the pigment in your skin. So those would be the symptoms that I would turn to see if they're improving. A symptom tracker, and I find that super helpful. I always have people fill it out at the beginning of a program and then each week until the end of the program, so you can see those symptoms being reversed. It's really helpful because sometimes we get so caught up in ourselves, it's difficult to know, is something really getting better or not? And when you have this symptom tracker, a lot of times it's very obvious to see the things that have gone away because you're already feeling better and you kind of forgot that they were ever a problem for you. With vitiligo in particular, you definitely want to be following the program of changing the diet, healing the gut, and then looking at the 3 other factors. Do you have toxins that you're being exposed to, infections, and even stress? And then B vitamins can be extremely helpful, particularly pre-methylated B vitamins for those with vitiligo. Absolutely, I've helped many people reverse a lichen sclerosus. So again, following the program, dealing with all 4 pillars or 5 root causes is very helpful. And for some women, particularly if you are already in menopause, adding in, speaking with your doctor, but adding in some bioidentical estrogen vaginally. I don't know where your lichen sclerosus is. I've had a number of patients where it's vaginal, in the vaginal area. That can be very helpful as well if yours is in that area. So Margie, I have people remove all dairy from their diet when they're going through a 30-day program with me. That includes goat, sheep, cows, dairy. Then at the end of the program, you can add them back in and see if you react to it or not. Now, I do not lump goat's dairy and camel's dairy and sheep's dairy and all that stuff into the same category as cow milk. So the proteins are different. And then depending on whether you're eating it raw, you're eating it pasteurized, you're eating it as a cheese, you're eating it as a milk, you're eating it as a yogurt, all of those change the molecular structure or the proteins of the milk itself. So some people can handle some and not the others. So it's very important that if you're going to try these, you try these and you try them in each of their various forms: yogurt, milk, cheese, raw, not raw, goat, sheep, cow, all that kind of organic, non-organic. So you got to try all these things yourself and see. I myself don't do well with goat's milk because I react to it like I do cow's milk. So the proteins are different, but they are very similar. And so sometimes they're too similar for some people. Many people with autoimmune conditions already are stressed. They often have adrenal issues or often somewhere on the adrenal fatigue spectrum. And we are often masking whether we are tired with caffeine. Not to mention that caffeine also can have chemicals in it or coffee chemicals and even be very moldy for people. So we like to cut that out at least for 30 days. And then you can add it back in and see how you personally tolerate caffeine or not. You could take him or her, a copy of my book, The Thyroid Connection. There's also a number of studies out there showing in general that people respond better to desiccated thyroid than they do to just the synthetic Synthroid. Now, I am not a believer that there's any one right type of thyroid hormone. I do have people who do just great on Synthroid. I have other people who do better on natural. I personally take them both. But when you don't have a thyroid, just like I don't have a thyroid, I do find that those people who do not have a thyroid really should be on natural desiccated thyroid. So in my book, The Thyroid Connection, I walk you through the different types of hormones, the tests to get, the ranges to look for. And so I would have him test your free T3, or if he won't, I would get that at myself at an online lab like Ulta Labs. And then I would bring him or her in the labs results, and I would also bring in a copy of my book and see if they're willing to be open-minded. And if not, I would look for another doctor. So again, diverticulitis is an itis and inflammation. So if you're anywhere on that inflammatory spectrum, the program and books will help you with this. And you can, of course, learn more at my free training of exactly how to do that this Thursday. Many people who have Lyme also have hypothyroidism. It's some sort of inflammatory process that happens suppressing the immune system with the Lyme. So just as you're already noticing, treating the Lyme is helping your hypothyroidism. Certainly, it sounds like maybe you have the diet dialed in. I would take a look at my books or come join us for the training. And then I would also definitely be looking at your gut. So most people with Lyme's disease also have gut issues or leaky gut as well. Busy lifestyle, check, 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 check. So yes, it is. All of the recipes in my newest cooked book, not all, but most all of them have less than 5 or less ingredients. I live my life this way. All of the program that I'm going to talk to you about, all of the recipes in there as well. I live my life this way. My team lives their life this way. We're very, very busy trying to empower as many people as possible to take back their health. And so we really guide all of our programs and books for women, because most people with autoimmunity are women. Not that the book is geared towards them, but they also tend to be the people working or raising the family and doing the shopping and doing the cooking and being the one dealing with a health issue. So I get it. And so we really try to make all the recipes, everything that we do, geared towards someone like you. And staying within a budget, particularly if you're somebody who's eating packaged food, then switching over to real whole foods in general is cheaper. And then my husband just got back from Costco. You know, we used to go exclusively to Whole Foods and the farmers market, and now we go a lot to Target and Whole Food and Costco, and then pick up a few things at Whole Foods. So particularly if you have the ability to buy in bulk at places like Costco, Target, you know, as more and more people unfortunately are getting diagnosed, but as more and more people are demanding this way of living, we are creating a change in the world that places like Walmart, Costco, Target are you know, are in fact, you know, catering and having organic foods and vegetables and meats and grass-fed. It's okay. We got to do with what we got to do, whether that's a financial constraint or a, you know, ability to actually get it constraint. It is okay. There is a, we have in the program a list of what are called the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 13. So to the best of your ability, you'll want to pick those ones that are on the Dirty Dozen and try to buy them organic. And then the Clean 13, if you have to, for budgetary reasons or access reasons, can't be getting all organic, those would be the ones that would be, you know, more ideal to not get organic if you can't get them organic.